very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the news update on Dominion Television Ibadan. I am Pat Aito. The federal government has said it is determined to harness the energy and potential of Nigeria's youth to drive economic transformation. The Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, made this in a statement in Lagos, describing the youth as Nigeria's greatest asset and emphasized that government policies are increasingly tailored to bridge the gap between academic knowledge and real-world needs. Ayodele also said that the federal government was not only committed to youth empowerment, but determined to turn the teeming youth population into a productive force for national development. The Minister of Works, David Umaya, said the federal government needs at least 3 trillion naira to complete road projects awarded under the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) and tax credit scheme. Umaya made the statement while addressing newsmen in Abuja, stating that the ministry has compiled a list of all affected projects and will present them to the President for consideration under Public-Private Partnership (PPP), where applicable, especially for contractors with capacity and funding. He also said that President Bola Tinubu directed the ministry to explore alternative sources of financing to ensure no project is abandoned. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has denied that he forced Bayo Ojulari, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) to resign. This was disclosed in a statement by EFCC spokesman Dele Oyewale, stating that Olukoyede, through his lawyer Adeyinka Olumide Fasuka, SAN, described the reports as defamatory and injurious to his integrity. Olukoyede was reacting to reports that claimed he and Adeola Ajayi, the Director General of the Department of State Services (DSS), pressured Ojulari into signing a resignation letter during a closed-door meeting in Abuja. Oyo State government has established an enlightening center within the State Road Transport Management Authority (OITMA) to educate road users, commuters, transport workers, and traffic offenders on the dangers of road mismanagement. OITMA Chairman Retired Major Adesagba Adekoya, who disclosed these at a gathering in Ibadan, stated that the Enlightenment Center will serve as a corrective point where violators are formally educated on traffic rules, the risk associated with the reckless driving, and the broader implications for public safety. Meanwhile, OITMA has also introduced one-way tire spikes across the state to curb one-way driving, urging road users to be cautious while carrying out their day-to-day activities on the road. Ahead of Oba Owolabi Olakulehin's burial, we dive into his biography. Our correspondent, Sheifumi Akinsanya, has the reports.
It all started in the 19s. Son of the land, a hero, legend, father, and husband. Olakulehin Owolabi, born on the 5th of July, 1935. Into the family of Pa Ishola Okin Owolabi and Madam Adunwola Omoyoade Owolabi. In Okugbaja village, he started his primary school education at St. James Primary School, Okeakoran, and subsequently moved to Ibadan, where he attended Islamic school, Odoye, and later St. Peter Primary School, Aremo, where he completed his primary education. Olakulehin taught as a primary school teacher at Wakajaye in Akobo area of Ibadan, before he gained admission to Yaba Technical Institute for his secondary school education with the vocational study in printing and artwork. He worked at the Ministry of Works, Western Region Government in Ibadan from 1959, starting as a third-class clerk. While working, he gained admission to Yaba College of Technology to study and obtain his primary national diploma, OND, and higher national diploma, HND, in building. Upon completion, he transferred his service to the Nigerian Army Corps of Engineers, where he was recruited in 1970 through the Direct Short Service Commission as a second lieutenant, serving in Benin and Sapele under General Olusegun Obasanjo as his commanding officer. Following the Ibadan tradition, which mandates it for anyone who would ascend the throne to undergo some processes.
We have a steady procedure of ascending to the throne of Olubadan. You know, we have what we call the Balogun line, and we have what we call the Otun line. In simple time, the Balogun line in those days has to do with the military side, while the Otun has to do with the civil side.
Olakuleyin became Mogaji for the Ige Olakuleyin's family of Itabale in Ibadan North-East local government in 1983 and was installed as the Jagun Balogun of Ibadan land by Oba Oloyede Asanke in 1986. He was elevated in 2006 to the Olubadan in Council Order Oba Yunusa Ogundipe, the 38th Olubadan of Ibadan, and served as the head of traditional council in various local governments across Ibadan, representing the Olubadan in Council, prior to becoming the Balogun of Ibadan in 2016. In April 2024, the Ibadan Kingmakers proclaimed Olakuleyin the next Olubadan at a meeting called by the then Otun Olubadan of Ibadan land, High Chief Rashidi Ladoja. On the 7th of July 2024, the city of Ibadan again saw another coronation, where the executive governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, presented Olakuleyin the staff of office, which then pronounced and changed his title to Oba Owolabi Olakuleyin.
By sections 1 and 2 of section 20 of the Chief's Law, Part 28, Volume 1, Laws of Oyo State of Nigeria, 2000. By virtue of all other powers enabling in that behalf, hereby present the staff of office, ratify the appointment of Iloye Owolabi Olakuleyin as the 43rd Olubadan of Ibadan.
Just a year on the throne, Oba Olakuleyin joined his ancestors on the 7th of July 2025. Some residents of Ibadan, while speaking with Dominion News correspondents, expressed their grief.
He happened to be a pillar of support in the society.
We know him for his forthrightness. He's a very straightforward person. He lived a meaningful life.
The president of Central Council of Ibadan, Indigene, in an exclusive interview with Dominion News, described Olakuleyin as a disciplinarian, among other good qualities he possessed.
Our late Oba was a very firm person, highly disciplined.
Paying last respect to the deceased, the 43rd Olubadan is said to be buried on the 8th of August 2025. Sheifumi Akinsanya for Dominion News.
May his soul continue to rest in perfect peace. On the foreign scene, Ghana has opened investigations into the crash of a military helicopter that killed all 8 people on board, including the West African country's defense and environment ministers and other top officials. The country has also declared 3-day of national mourning, and all flags are to fly at half-mast during the period. The defense minister, Edward Oman Buaman, and Environment Minister Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed were killed, as well as Samuel Sapong, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress ruling party, Muniru Mohammed, a top national security advisor, and the 4 crew members. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called for a face-to-face meeting with Vladimir Putin to end the war after Donald Trump's special envoy held talks with the Russian leader in Moscow. Zelensky said that he had spoken with Trump, who said he could meet with Putin very soon, and that European leaders had been on the call. The Ukrainian leader further stated that he had planned to hold several conversations, including with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, as well as French and Italian officials. Cambodian and Thailand's top defense officials have begun meeting in Malaysia to finalize a permanent end to hostilities following a violent 5-day border conflict that ended in an unconditional ceasefire late in July. The Southeast Asian neighbors saw the worst fighting in over a decade last month, including exchanges of artillery fire and jet fighter bombing grounds that claimed at least 43 lives and left over 300,000 people displaced on both sides of the border. The two countries will establish guidelines to resolve border disputes, restore trust between their military forces, and agree to cease fire with measures to minimize tensions and protect civilians. And in sport, Chelsea has announced transfer deals for two players, Leslie Ugochukwu and Mark Guehi. The Blues, in a statement on the website, announced that Ugochukwu has completed a permanent transfer to Premier League side Burnley. It added that Guehi has left Stamford Bridge for Sunderland on a season-long loan. You can follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. And that is the news update. Thank you so much for watching. I am Pat I2. Good afternoon.